Hi, it's Angela. Today we're at the Crieff Hills Retreat Center. Are you ready to follow me? Let's go. Oh, hi. Christine, how are you today?
I'm fabulous.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Thank you for being our guest.
I'm quite delighted to join you.
Could you tell me the story of this place?
Yes, this is a retreat center,
Yes.
and so we offer opportunities for rest and for renewal.
Yes.
It's a historic farm, so we have 250 acres
Nice.
of historic farmland, and we have about 15 different buildings. So people come by themselves, they come on a personal retreat, but we also have groups that come of up to 100 people at a time.
Wow.
Yeah, and they come, sometimes they come for learning, sometimes they come just simply to rest and to be at peace. There are lots of different reasons that people come. We have extensive hiking trails, so they spend lots of time outside. And also, you know, we're in our dining room. Food is important. That's at the center of what we do,
Yes.
and so we feed people with beautiful food.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can smell it. So what brought you to here then?
Well, I have a real passion for people, but also for the practice of rest. You know, we live in a busy world, and
Yes.
I'm a busy person, but I know that when we do too much, when we work too hard, it makes us too tired. And burnout, I think, post-COVID is a continuing concern. And so I'm really passionate about helping people to learn how to rest well.
Wow.
So we serve healthcare workers, for instance. We've had them in recently, or community leaders, people who lead not-for-profit groups, and then just anybody who is looking for an opportunity to really take a deep breath, spend some time in nature, and I love to help people do that. I really do.
I can see the passion from your eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what makes this place unique?
It is very unique, in part because we have so much land. It's such a large place. And within that, there's a farm. We are a working farm. So we have 50 acres of hay, but we also have sheep and chickens and quail, and we have honeybees as well. And so we produce food here. People can get up close and they can see that. We host on-farm dinners where people can learn. So they could go out to the beehives and learn from a beekeeper, or they can go and have a chicken selfie and go and learn about the chickens. So it's unique in that people can spend time really immersed in nature in a whole lot of different ways. We also have a really wonderful history here. Some of these buildings were built in the late 1800s from local field stone, and so there are historic places for people to come and stay and feast and enjoy and rest and nap and do all kinds of things that we don't usually have time for.
Oh, yeah, sounds very healing to me.
It is a...
Hi, Matthew.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so what's the uniqueness here?
Oh, there's a number of things. First and foremost is the opportunity to feed our guests and care for our guests in other ways, but my job's feeding. Often in an extended time, so we often have guests here for 2-3 night retreats. Occasionally they come in groups or large and small, and occasionally on their own as well. So we have the opportunity to nourish people in a variety of different ways, alone and communally.
Oh, okay. So where did you get your ingredients? Smells so fresh.
Well, we're very fortunate that we have a number of gardens on the property. There's the chef gardens right out the back door of the kitchen that I was able to get a lot of the product I'm using this morning. We raise chickens and quail on the property, as well as sheep. So we have a lot that we can provide our guests that we grow ourselves here at the retreat on our farm. And we also have lots of great, very, very local vendors. So today I'm using chicken now. We have predominantly right now we have laying hens. So when their egg production days have come to an end, we do take them to an abattoir and have them processed. They are not ideal for, say, the application we're going to do today, roasting and serving. They're you know, a little more mature. They're a little tougher, but they do have a lot of flavor. So those birds will be taken and used in braises and stocks. We're getting into the production of meat birds as well. So we are using local chicken, again, not chicken from our farm. We'll be roasting that with some wild grapes that we picked this morning from the property. So we do, not only do we use product that we farm, we also use a lot of product that we forage as well.
Okay. So, yeah, so what are you making for us today?
So I'll start with the chicken.
Yeah.
People find roasting a whole chicken a little bit intimidating. It's actually very, very simple. What I'm going to do is spatch cook this, which means I'm just going to remove the tips of the wings. And what we're going to do is just cut out the backbone, the spine. So there isn't a great, you're actually not cutting through bone. There is one joint there that you'll have to separate with the thigh, and then up right through the very, very tiny rib bones that are quite easy to go through with scissors. And then again, just along the other side. Now, this way, it makes things a little bit more uniform when we're cooking. It also allows a lot of skin contact on the pan. So we just take it, push down a little bit, kind of break that keel bone. So you see it flattens it out a little bit. Again, makes it a little more consistent for cooking. It also speeds the process along because you're not trying to cook a whole bird that's goes at that without any direct contact with the pan. We'll season the chicken liberally with kosher salt and pepper. Oftentimes people, when they're cooking, they're afraid to really season the chicken like this, but it's really the only opportunity that you're going to get flavor into the bird. Now again, these are some wild grapes that grow on the property.
Wow. I've never seen this like before.
Yeah, they're native. Wow. They're native to North America and the area. They're quite tart, and the pits are quite large compared to the flesh. So, and I'm also going to add a couple of hot peppers that we harvested. Now, what this will do is you can see that all the juice is already starting to be released by the grapes. And we'll lay the chicken skin side down. And again, because we've spatched it, make sure that the skin has lots of surface contact on the pan and allow it to start crisping. So I'm going to want to allow that to brown on the stove top 5 to 7 minutes, and then I'll put it into the oven. We were able to harvest some Swiss chard from the garden just about 2 hours ago. It's a little unusual to be getting so many things from the garden this late in October, but again, that's one of the great benefits to working here as well, is that some people, it's a challenge, having to utilize what is available that day. But from a chef's perspective, it actually alleviates a lot of pressure as well, because I'm letting the grounds do half the work, and I don't have to do all the planning.
Okay.
So for the Swiss chard, I've taken out the stems. I'll cook a little bit longer than the rest. Slice thin. And then we'll saute these and then add the rest of the leaves at the very end.
So do you usually put the grapes in the recipe?
Again, it's whatever is available at time. Right now, I'm going to add some pickled ramps, or wild leeks as they're called. Ramps grow in the spring all around the property, so we harvested a great deal of them, pureed the tops, which are vibrant green, and then we pickled the bulbs. So there's also a great opportunity to cook food in a life cycle here, and then taking things for, we picked these 5 months ago and pickled them and stored them. So we're able to bring that again, and kind of a nod to how we used to have to preserve and retain things. So now chicken's reheated. a little bit of olive oil, the pickled ramps, and then the Swiss chard. So what I'm going to do now is rough cut the leaves. I'll just use a splash of water to help wilt it a little bit.
It's a beautiful combination.
Yeah, the
color.
chard is quite earthy,
Yeah, it's very earthy.
and the and again the pickled ramps. I love the acidity that it adds to it, and you get a real texture contrast as well with the stems and the leaves. So I've got now I've made a vinaigrette out of. We pressed some of the wild grape juice and made a vinaigrette out of it. I'm going to add a little bit of that to the chard. Like a warm salad. Now to finish the salad, I was going to add a couple of poached eggs on top. That's fun in a way because then the dish really changes as people dive into it, because you'll break the egg yolk, that'll add into, you know, mixing with the vegetables, mixing with the sauce, give it a little bit of a richness. So I've always enjoyed, and we also, because we do produce eggs on the property as well, we do have a lot of eggs featured in the food here. We've got some great radishes we got from the garden. We've got French breakfast radish, some Easter egg radish, and a watermelon radish that'll help garnish everything. Now, this is where we get to have a bit of fun.
Okay.
With the plating. So I'm going to put a few of the peppers down. They're not particularly spicy, but if people are concerned about it, they can just omit not to have them or opt not to have them.
You are doing art.
Well, this is, you know, again, one of the advantages to plating family style is that you can play around a little bit.
Such beautiful. I think it's going to impress anyone.
And there we are.
Yeah, this is beautiful, isn't it?
It is. It's very
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to dig in.
Me too. Me too.
Let's try it.
Well, these are beautifully poached eggs. All these, and it's pretty too.
It's good combination.
Yeah.
And the presentation is just perfect. I feel right now I'm in the garden, you know. It's not not in the dining room, I'm in the garden outside. Enjoying the sunshine with the flowers blooming.
Yeah, and that's exactly. There's so much of this comes from the garden that we pick every day.
Right? We should be grateful for what we have.
Well, and I think, you know, there's so much attention right now to eating local,
Yes.
you know, eating fresh, and it is such a gift that we have all of these acres, and we have so much that we can. It's quick. You know, the chef can go out to the garden any minute of the day and pick fresh herbs. They don't have to be put on a truck and then sit in a fridge, and it can be
for
so
hours.
fresh.
Yeah. It's like you are at home. You are just togetherness, right? It's kind of a community, homey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and it's healing as well, right?
It is. It is.
Really, I'm so grateful to be here.
Yeah.
So grateful you are being our guest. Cheers. Life tastes good.